What's up, guys, and welcome back to Book Up Entertainment. So, Clement Manyatela just posted on his social media account where he was saying this is wild and unbelievable, and he was talking about the response that came from General Mkhwanazi and being sent to a journalist. So, this journalist had asked General Mkhwanazi questions, to get his response on CVS defamation case. So General Sivia is said to have filed a defamation case against General Mkhwanazi. And this journalist had gone to General Mkhwanazi to get his response. And it turned out that General Mkhwanazi responded, with suggestions that the journalist may have been a beneficiary of drug money or crime intelligence slash fund, just all for asking questions, is being said by Clement Manyatela here. So it turns out, that there is a screenshot that is there of this exchange between this journalist and General Mkhwanazi. So this exchange is actually there. So this guy came in, and said, this is Abraham Mashego from the City Press newspaper. And he asked the question, and said, what is your response to the letter of demand from General Sivia and all its contents, please respond by midday tomorrow. So this was the question from the journalist, and allegedly it said that General Mkhwanazi responded this way, and said, Mr. Mashego, you have made it a mission to test my patience. Out of 68 million people in this country, over 150k subs, members, etc., etc., you chose to ask me this question. So the response goes on to say, why is it important for you to get my opinion on matters that do not concern me? Your independence as a journalist is questionable. I hope that you are not one of the beneficiaries from crime intelligence slash fund and drug money. And said, thanks, I take it this is your comment. So this is the screenshot that is circulating. Obviously the tone of the journalist, it appeared, as if he's kind of arrogant, to somehow say, please respond by midday tomorrow, in sending that question to General Mkhwanazi. But on the other hand, it appears as if the guy was trying to be respectful by saying, can you please respond by midday tomorrow if you can, so that maybe you can write the article in time. But somehow that respect, it kind of got lost, along the way as he was putting that sentence together. So that's the response there, allegedly, from the screenshot, in response to Clement Manyatela, to show him that this was the exchange between this journalist and General Mkhwanazi. So the article in itself, it was written by News 24, who were talking about this issue that happened between this journalist and General Mkhwanazi. So Clement Manyatela obviously came in later and said, I agree, the journalist must not be arrogant, because it appears as if his tone was kind of wrong and it must be called out too. Also, one thing interesting here in this exchange, is that it seems as if you had to look at this screenshot, it seems as if this exchange did not just start here from Abraham Mashego from the City Press newspaper. It seems as if it started way above, like there were so many questions, that were being asked in the conversation, but we're just getting this screenshot only from this guy. So with just this screenshot, it's difficult, for us to believe whether the journalist was being respectful or anything, because it appears as if, because from this response, to say you have made it a mission to test my patience, it's showing that this guy had been bombarding, General Mkhwanazi with these questions over and over, up until Mkhwanazi got like, okay, I've had enough. So that's what I can see from this screenshot. It appears like the conversation, it started like way above that. So what we can see is that asking a question whilst demanding a response, and giving a deadline at the same time, it's very rude, and arrogant to be doing that. So this is the exchange, but ethically speaking, I don't think that the journalist should have gone as far as to write an article about this to say that this is how General Mkhwanazi responded. It's like you're closing your own connections. Because the thing is that tomorrow you might have other questions to ask General Mkhwanazi, or maybe even other police officers, and they will realize, that this is who you are, this is how you behave, and people will refuse to speak with you because they would have seen, that this is how this guy responds, so you'd get blue ticked. So I think the journalist should have just let this one slide. So, in other news, there is a DAMP, and I've forgotten her name, and she was suggesting that, that General Mkhwanazi should have approached the Parliament and laid his complaint formally, but General Mkhwanazi did, formally put that complaint to the Parliament, and nothing was done. So that suggestion by the DAMP is very surprising. And in other news also, the ad hoc committee that is looking into these allegations is finally kicked in, and so much is currently happening there, and there is this back and forth that is occurring between the members there, and they're arguing, and others are saying what General Mkhwanazi presented are allegations, it's just information in itself, it's not evidence. And Julius Malema was very quick, to warn those guys to say, we can't start off like that. It doesn't make sense to just quickly say it's not evidence. It means we're not going anyway. So these are some of the issues that are occurring there, and it's becoming kind of like problematic, like, should this have really been questioned or been investigated by these MPs? Because maybe it shouldn't have been gone to them, and it should have gone to the courts or something like that. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.